Well, it's Tuesday.
It is. Oh, what a Tuesday it's been.
Oh, what a Tuesday. As you know, if you've been watching, we've been going to the Gathering of Victorian Locomotives.
Right.
But on our way, it was a little exciting.
Yeah, like it is every time we go east.
We decided that we were going to go out US 6 to Interstate 70 and then 70 over to the thing and then down. But when we got to Glenwood Canyon, I-70 had fallen into Glenwood Canyon.
Yes, it had been raining.
It had been raining and the freeway fell down.
Right.
And so they wouldn't let us go past Glenwood Springs. And we could have gone down through Aspen and stuff.
Sure, but
you know, it's like, that wasn't our plan. And anyway, we've been talking forever about staying at the Hotel Colorado.
Right.
Infamous haunted hotel in Glenwood
All of them
Springs.
are haunted, yes.
All those old Colorado hotels, you know, the Shining.
The Shining.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Anyway, so we were able to get a room at the Hotel Colorado, and we thought we would share that with you. Well, long before there was a hotel here, there was a hot springs.
Well, that seems to spring up now and again.
It springs forth, doesn't it?
It does.
The Yampa Hot Springs. And people would come here to soak in the hot water. And so when they built the hotel, it included these huge pools. One of the reasons that they might have enjoyed the water is it has lithium in it.
Oh.
A notorious mood stabilizer.
Yeah, it charges your battery.
That too. Anyway, the hotel opened in 1893. Very appropriate to the Victorian era that we're chasing the Victorian locomotives.
Right.
So it's appropriate to stay in a Victorian hotel even though we're just sort of stuck here. But talk about an example of Victorian elegance.
It's beautiful.
Oh, it's an amazing place. We've been wanting to stay here for quite some time.
Right.
And, well, this presented us with a great excuse.
There's just something about this era where there's a certain amount of elegance about everything.
Well, it was well known
Yes.
for its elegance. It was also a time when a lot of people were coming into money.
Right.
Not just the very, very wealthy, but a lot of people. The Industrial Revolution, as it were.
They've been doing a lot of restoration work here.
You know, one of the tricks is after 130 years, what do you restore? You know, you don't take it all the way back to its original time frame, or you're going to destroy the World War II and World War I eras. So they're being careful to try to preserve a little bit of everything, and then that means that everywhere you go, you run into a slightly different era.
We had a wonderful dinner in this restaurant.
It was great.
Oh, it was wonderful.
And here again, what exact era is the restaurant? There's a waterfall in here which hasn't run in years, and apparently that is original to the hotel.
Oh, okay.
And I thought it was probably added. The hotel is full of all kinds of photographs as well. And I think most of these photographs were taken in the 1890s when the hotel was pretty much brand new.
They've been colorized too.
Yeah, a lot of black and white photographs are colorized today, but you know, that's been going on for a long time. They just go in and watercolor over the photographs.
Right.
Anyway, everywhere you look, there's some little bit of history documented.
So I decided to climb the stairs and explore the upper floors.
In spite of the fact that the place is said to be haunted.
I was hoping for a thrill.
The 6th floor is supposed to be the most haunted, especially room 661.
Oh, and I was just looking at the flight of stairs and going, we're not doing that flight.
That's because the elevation here is way above 661.
Yes, exactly.
But here's the stairway up to the tower suites, 662 and 661. Don't go up there.
Yeah, I didn't.
Anyway, there is something about an old hotel that just feels haunted no matter what. Now this is a famous photograph from back when the hotel was quite young, around the turn of the century, and it is said to contain a photograph of the 14-year-old girl who haunts the hotel. And you can see her standing here just outside of this window dormer.
Oh, gee, yeah.
And the person who took the photograph said there was no one standing there when they took the photograph, but subsequently they realized that there was, in fact, someone there. Now, one group of individuals that definitely used to haunt the hotel were the rich and famous.
Of course.
The socialites, especially the Denver socialites. This is the unsinkable Molly Brown.
Oh, neat.
The Denver billionaire, if you will, who almost went down with the Titanic. She was on the Titanic in 1914. And President Wilson used to frequent the hotel as well, and loved to come up here just to take the waters.
Yes.
And enjoy the fresh air. Of course, a lot of people would come here for the hunting.
Yes.
That was more popular then than it is now, especially among the very wealthy, and it gave them a chance to get out there with the more common individuals, if you will. Now, this is David Moffett.
Oh.
Who built the Salt Lake, the Denver and Salt Lake, through the famous Moffett Tunnel that runs under the Continental Divide. He was trying to find a shorter way to get the Denver and Rio Grande between Denver and Salt Lake, and that was his solution, simply bore underneath the Continental Divide. This is Devereaux, Walter Devereaux. He's the man who built the hotel. And he enjoyed the hot springs and thought that that would be a great place for him to build a luxury hotel and hot spring resort. By far, however, the hotel's most famous guest was Teddy Roosevelt.
Isn't that cool?
Both before, after, and while being president, he loved to come to the hotel and had his own suite of rooms here.
Right.
And it was so popular that while he was president, at times he would move the entire executive branch here.
Oh, my.
And this became the Western White House.
There you go.
I don't know if he was the first president to pull such a stunt. He certainly wasn't the last.
Right.
Now, the fact that the hotel was built right on the Denver and Rio Grande main line facilitated getting here.
I'll bet.
And that probably had a lot to do with its selection.
Right.
Now, one of the interesting things about the Hotel Colorado is since Teddy Roosevelt was such a fixture there, they lay claim, as do other people,
right.
They lay claim that the teddy bear was invented there.
Oh.
And as the story goes, and it's all over the hotel, that he went out hunting bear.
Yes.
And didn't get one. And so as the hunting party was coming back, word got back to the hotel that they were coming back empty-handed. So the hotel staff quickly got some cloth and some stuffing, and they sewed up a bear. And when President Roosevelt got back to the hotel, they presented him with his bear since he didn't get one on the hunt.
That's barely funny.
That's barely funny. Anyway, there's another story that goes around that Roosevelt brought a bear cub back from one of his hunting expeditions, and his daughter called it Teddy, and that was the original teddy bear.
Oh.
And then the story that almost everybody accepts, and the one that's on the internet and everything, is that Teddy Roosevelt was hunting bear in Mississippi, wasn't able to get a bear, so the rest of the hunting party found a bear somewhere, tied it to a tree, and said, "Here you go, shoot it." And he said, "That's stupid and ridiculous," and walked away. Which is probably the honorable thing to do on such circumstances.
Yeah, it would be.
But cartoons were made in the press about the event, that he refused to shoot a bear on a bear hunting trip, and they were trying to razz him about that and so on. And so the White House staff, or his staff, his people, they sewed together a bear that was quite elaborate, out of fur and all sorts of things. And that was the teddy bear. And actually that one they sold the rights to a toy company to produce. And needless to say, it became a hit.
I would imagine. I had a teddy bear when I was a little girl.
Everyone had
I
a teddy
think
bear.
everybody
Good
has a
grief, you gotta have a teddy bear.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's no reason that all three stories can't be true.
Well, maybe he just wasn't a very good bear hunter. And no matter what he did, it's like I come home empty-handed. You know, the bear's laughing.
Shot a pheasant and a squirrel. No, but it's entirely possible. I do suspect that the hotel story, that's the oldest story, and it was written down by the hotel manager.
Oh.
And dated, and they have that documentation. So I think that one that was made at the hotel was probably the first one.
Right.
And probably formed the inspiration for his staff to make this really elaborate one, which they intended to sell the rights to a toy company to, the teddy bear. Anyway, we can't stay at the Hotel Colorado without bagging a teddy bear.
Of course, you got to get a teddy bear. You're going to stay there.
So, don't tell Mia, but this one's for her.
Yeah, the granddaughter.
And this is, it looks like Teddy Roosevelt.
The glasses, aren't they cute?
And they make this and they sell that at the hotel.
Yes.
The actual Teddy-looking teddy bear.
Right.
And more like the teddy bear we all know and love.
Yes, the one that was, mauled as a child.
Yes.
Went everywhere,
Oh.
soaked in tears, and teddy bear.
This teddy bear. So this one's for us.
Yes.
Because sometimes I just need one.
Need a teddy bear to hug.
Anyway.
Well, it's always fun to hug a stuffed
It's always
animal.
hugged. Yeah, anyway. So there it is. The legend of the teddy bear at the Hotel Colorado.
Right.
In Glenwood Springs.
It's really pretty here. I love the gardens.
And the fountains and water features. It's just a really beautiful place.
Right.
Of course, they have added some modern features.
Yes, this looks like a lot of fun.
And that looks like a tremendous amount of fun. I wouldn't dare try it anymore.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's safe.
I'm sure it's perfectly safe.
The tube looks pretty bouncy.
But there have been a few additions, but principally the hot springs and the hotel are very much like they have always been. Well, the next day the freeway opened up.
It sure did, thank goodness.
At least one lane of it, and we were able to move on with our adventure and also see the incredible amount of destruction here in the canyon, where huge rock falls came down and took out the freeway and the railroad tracks and blocked the river. It was something to see.
Oh, it's amazing what Mother Nature can do.
Yeah, don't piss off Mother Nature, I think was the old saying.
Oh my gosh, look at the damage.
Well, anyway, there you have it.
Right.
Well, if you haven't been over to the channel, pop over to the channel. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And you can do that with the blue button.
Right.
Are we ready for the blue button?
Yes.
I think it goes this way, doesn't it?
Over here.
Is it this way? Zoink! The blue button. Well, we're not sure how you found this video on the internet. We hope you didn't find it boring. And we will see you here on Sunday with some trains at the actual event.
Right. We'll see you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.